Mike Lake here with altobone.com, and I want to talk to you about considering my latest book for your students, or you for that matter, but mainly for your students. Guys and gals who want to start or improve their improvisation. The book is called Trombone Improvisation Savvy, and if you want to cut to the chase, you can go to this link and preview and download and buy the book. And I'll give you a bulk discount if you wish to buy a few for your students. So if you do, just email me and I'll give you a link for a 20% discount. And maybe more depending on how many you buy. Okay, so I published the book just prior to this year's International Trombone Festival. Just squeaked it by. But I had the pleasure of speaking with a lot of trombone players at my booth. And the question I asked pretty much everyone was, when you pick up your horn to play, does your ability to improvise reflect the music that you're hearing in your head? And for most players, the answer is no. And it's understandable. I'm not ultimately where I want to be, and I work on this every day, and I wrote a book. But that is why I created Trombone Improvisation Savvy. Because there are a ton of books you can read that illustrate, the relationship between chords and scales, and there are some really good theory books that take you through, all the chord changes and the reason certain chords follow other chords and the chord sequences. But do those materials result in you weaving interesting melodies through changes while you listen and respond to a rhythm section? And for most of the trombone players I talk to, the answer is no. It's not that those materials on scales and patterns don't help build your technique. They do. But great improvisation is much more than technique. It's more than running scales and patterns through changes. Trombone Improvisation Savvy is a different kind of method for building improvisation because it focuses on developing your ability to hear, to listen. And what are you listening for? Well, you're listening for the rhythm section, the other players in the group, the audience. You're listening to the music you have up here. You're listening to everything. And another question I ask players, and I ask myself, is how well does the music up here come out of here, right? Because the trombone is a tough filter. It's not very intuitive, unlike keyboards, right? And I think our challenge as trombone players is to remove the complication of the instrument from getting in the way of our inner musical voice. And you do have one. Everybody does. So the book starts off by asking you to play Happy Birthday, and starting on B flat, right? And that's easy for most players, right? Right? So what about starting on F sharp? Without having to think about it a lot, without having to, right? Or the lowest note on your instrument. For a tenor player, it's E. For me, it's A. Right? So, I ask you to sing it. And if that's hard to play, just to sing. So I ask you to sing a lot through the book, because I'm certain you have no problem singing Happy Birthday in, any one of the 12 keys, right? You're not saying to yourself, oh God, this is in 5 flats, I don't know if I can sing this. And for great improvisers, their horn is basically an extension of their musical voice. And that's what the book helps you accomplish. Now, after the exercises, after the short section on harmonic theory, after building your rhythm skills, because there's a section on rhythm, after you finish the section on melodic skills, you go to part 2. And part 2 contains 15 tunes, mostly standards. For each of them, you get some background on the song. You get a lead sheet. You get a rhythmic background track. You get me playing the melody with the rhythm. A transcription of my improvised solo, sometimes several of different difficulties. You get exercises on the more challenging parts. We go through and really identify the 4 or 8 bar hardest parts and just drill on those, and I give you exercises, I give you patterns that I've written out, let you go on your own with the rhythm. Then I give you a famous player's solo transcribe, and it's not always a trombone player, but it's always in bass clef. So there's a lot here, right? And the feedback I've gotten from the people using the book is that they love it. They feel like they finally got a comprehensive method for strengthening the core skill of improvisation called listening. And there's lots of opportunities to practice within the book with rhythm tracks of standards, original tunes, some static modern harmonies. So to preview and buy the book, click the link here. And if you want to buy a few for your students, great. I'll give you a discount. Just send me an email and I'll reply back with a link for 20% off. All right? And this is very important. When you buy the book, when your students buy the book, be sure and have them send me an email so I'll have their email address. That way I can add them to my list when I send out tips and encouragement for using the book. I'm seeing players dramatically improve their skills by using the exercises and the audio files within this book. And as a teacher, you know that practicing the wrong things doesn't make you better. So Trombone Improvisation Savvy gives players the right things to practice, and it will make a huge difference in how they improvise. In fact, if it doesn't work after honestly going through the various sections, send it back to me, and I'll give them a full refund, plus I'll pay the shipping. So go to this link, check out Trombone Improvisation Savvy, and I hope to see you there. Thanks.